The closest I ever got to breaking off my engagement was in third year medical school. Third year medical school is great. It's when you start doing rotations in the hospital, and one of my first rotations was general surgery. I remember this so clearly. It was 2 or 3 weeks into my general surgery rotation, and my fiance, now my wife, was visiting because we were long distance. On rotations like general surgery or internal medicine, you really don't get much time off, and I think I had maybe a day or a day and a half that I was going to try to spend with my fiance while she was in town. After I picked her up from the airport and we hung out a little bit, I remember she turned to me and said, "If you're going to be like this, I should just go back to Philadelphia." So we talked about it, and basically what she was saying was that I was acting strange. She listed off a few things and said that I wasn't listening to her, I was acting pretty emotionless, I had no empathy, and I was just being mean to her. So eventually we got through it. I mean, we're married now and everything's fine, but I look back at that time and I can tell what was going on. The general surgery rotation was really rough. I wasn't sleeping much, and when I was at work, I was surrounded by a ton of stress, anxiety, and negativity on the team. So either as a coping mechanism or just naturally as a result of being surrounded by this, I took on those characteristics and allowed it to temporarily at least change my personality. Now in my case, everything eventually turned out fine, right? But when I look at that, that really was, I think, one of the closest times that we came to really butting heads and maybe even breaking off our engagement. If I think about it really closely, maybe there are another few times during residency where things got really bad, but we were married by then and we were stuck with each other. So if you're in the medical training process, and whether you're in a relationship or not, I just want to remind you, you don't have to let your training process dictate your personality. Just remember that the training is temporary. Your personality is who you are. Don't let it change you. And if you're looking at yourself one day along the process of medical training or even attending life, and you don't like the person that you've become, maybe look at your environment and work and think about if that's something that you're able to change for the better. If you're in medical school, maybe that means picking a different specialty. If you're in training and residency, you might be stuck with it for a while, but know that it will get better. I'm Dan the Norwegian Doctor. I'm a urologic surgeon and investor, and make sure to follow me here and also check out my blog, which you can find in the links above.